Welcome to IQD Dinar News, your go-to source for the latest updates on currency exchange rates, revaluation news, and insights into the Iraqi dinar. Stay informed and ahead of the curve with our timely analysis and breaking developments. The ability to buy more with their money, with an increase in the overall standard of living, was at the core of his message. By lifting the 3 zeros, the plan aims to give the currency a stronger value, translating into tangible benefits for the population. Soudani assured the people that these changes would be implemented by the end of the year, sparking both excitement and curiosity about what the future holds for Iraq's financial landscape. The following day, Saturday, another significant statement came from the northern region of Kurdistan, where Masra Barzani and the local government echoed Soudani's message. The authorities in Kurdistan reinforced the promise that they, too, were on board with the currency reform, aligning with Baghdad's broader economic plans. Barzani and his administration stressed that this decision would not just be limited to Baghdad but would encompass the entire country, including the Kurdistan region. They reiterated the central points made by Soudani. Lifting the 3 zeros from the currency and increasing its purchasing power were both priorities for the Iraqi government as well as the Kurdistan Regional Government, KRG. Barzani's government appeared to be fully supportive of this initiative, recognizing that this move could help stabilize not only Baghdad's financial standing but also bring about significant improvements for the people in the north. There was a strong indication that this unified approach from both the federal and regional governments was crucial to making these reforms successful and sustainable. What stands out in this sequence of events is not only the coordinated effort between Baghdad and Kurdistan but also the urgency of the timeline. The KRG officials suggested that these reforms might come even sooner than initially expected, with hints that they were aiming to get everything in place by the middle of October, a much shorter timeline than the original end-of-year projection. This sudden acceleration in the timeline could indicate that there has been significant behind-the-scenes work, laying the groundwork for these changes over a longer period, and that now the governments are confident enough to announce them publicly. The KRG's emphasis on the importance of increasing the value of the currency and enhancing purchasing power shows a clear understanding that these financial reforms could serve as a turning point for Iraq, helping to stabilize the economy and improve the quality of life for millions of citizens across the country. The concept of lifting the 3 zeros from a currency is not new and has been discussed in various countries facing economic challenges. In Iraq's case, the goal is to revalue the dinar in such a way that it becomes more valuable against other currencies like the US dollar, euro, or neighboring regional currencies. By doing so, Iraqis would need fewer dinars to purchase goods and services, both locally and internationally, thereby improving their purchasing power. Currently, the Iraqi dinar's value is low, and the economy has suffered from years of conflict, mismanagement, and corruption. However, with the country experiencing relative political stability and growth in key sectors like oil production, there is a growing belief that now is the right time to embark on such financial reforms. By reducing the number of zeros, the currency would be perceived as more valuable, potentially leading to increased investor confidence and a more stable economic environment. Barzani's reiteration of these reforms speaks volumes about the growing relationship between Baghdad and Erbil, which have had a tumultuous history, especially regarding financial issues. For years, disputes over oil revenues, budget allocations, and political autonomy have created tensions between the federal government and the KRG. However, this apparent alignment on financial policy could signify a shift towards greater cooperation, particularly when both governments face the shared challenge of revitalizing the economy and improving the standard of living for their citizens. The KRG's willingness to adopt Baghdad's financial policy demonstrates a level of trust and mutual benefit that has not always been present in previous dealings between the two governments. In the broader context, this move is seen as a critical step in Iraq's long-term recovery. The country has been dealing with the after-effects of decades of conflict, international sanctions, and political instability. While Iraq is blessed with abundant natural resources, particularly oil, its economic potential has been undermined by poor governance, widespread corruption, and inefficiencies in various sectors. The Iraqi dinar's low value has been a reflection of these underlying issues, contributing to inflation and diminishing the purchasing power of the average Iraqi citizen. Revaluing the currency is one part of a broader economic reform package aimed at addressing these systemic problems. It is worth noting that currency reforms of this nature are not without risks. For instance, removing zeros from a currency can sometimes lead to confusion or distrust among the population, particularly if the changes are not clearly explained or if they fail to deliver the promised economic benefits. Moreover, such reforms need to be accompanied by broader economic measures to prevent inflation or other destabilizing effects. In Iraq's case, ensuring that the lifting of the 3 zeros is part of a comprehensive reform package, including better fiscal management, anti-corruption measures, and efforts to diversify the economy beyond oil, will be crucial to the success of this initiative. Nevertheless, the fact that both Baghdad and the KRG are emphasizing the importance of increasing purchasing power suggests that the governments are aware of the need to make these reforms as people-centered as possible. Ultimately, the success of these measures will be judged by their impact on the everyday lives of Iraqis. If the average citizen finds that their money goes further, whether in terms of buying food, housing, or other essentials, then these reforms will be seen as a success. On the other hand, if the changes fail to deliver real improvements in purchasing power, they could be seen as yet another empty promise by a government that has struggled to meet the expectations of its people. The focus on purchasing power is particularly important in a country like Iraq, where many people live on limited incomes, and inflation has eroded their ability to buy basic goods and services. For years, the Iraqi population has faced rising costs for essentials, making life more difficult for ordinary citizens. By revaluing the currency, the government hopes to reverse this trend, making it easier for people to afford the things they need. The challenge will be ensuring that this increase in purchasing power is sustainable and not just a short-term fix that leads to inflation or other economic problems down the line. The timeline for these changes, especially with the KRG suggesting that they could be implemented by the middle of October, adds an additional layer of urgency and anticipation. If the reforms are indeed carried out in this accelerated time frame, it could represent a significant moment in Iraq's economic history, marking the beginning of a new chapter for the country's financial system. However, the success of these reforms will depend on effective implementation, clear communication with the public, and a broader commitment to economic stability and growth. In conclusion, the announcements from both Sudania and Barzani signal a potentially transformative moment for Iraq's economy. The plan to lift the 3 zeros from the currency and increase purchasing power reflects a broader effort to stabilize and strengthen the Iraqi dinar, providing tangible benefits for citizens across the country. With both the federal government and the KRG seemingly on the same page, there is hope that these reforms could help address some of the long-standing economic challenges Iraq has faced. However, much will depend on how these changes are implemented and whether they are part of a broader, sustainable strategy for economic reform. Thanks for tuning in to IQD Dinar News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more updates on the Iraqi dinar and global currency trends, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.